You are here today because something greater than chance brought you to this moment. There are powerful points in a person's life when the heart slows its pace and fills quietly with doubt, even while something deep within, in that silent place where your truest knowing lives, has already sensed the real answer. This is one of those moments. What you are about to receive is not simply information or a collection of words designed to comfort you temporarily. It is a direct response to what you have been quietly asking for, perhaps for days, perhaps for weeks, in the most private corners of your inner life. Today, you will arrive at the exact place where your deepest intuition finally meets the reality you have been waiting for. You have felt a connection that exists beyond the reach of logic and clear explanation. You have sensed a pull toward a certain person, a bond that resists being described in ordinary language. There have been moments, especially in your more vulnerable hours, when you convinced yourself that this was nothing more than a passing illusion, a longing your heart invented to fill an empty space, or a dream constructed to keep loneliness at a distance. But what I want to tell you today without hesitation and without qualification is this. The love you have felt, that electric current that moves through you when this person enters your thoughts, that inexplicable sense of having known them forever, none of it is imagination. None of it is coincidence. None of it is a story you are fabricating to make yourself feel better. There are clear, deep, and steady signs present in your life pointing toward a truth you may not have fully dared to accept, because accepting it would require you to stop protecting yourself from the possibility of being hurt. Today, you will begin to understand why this person truly loves you, even when their present behavior might suggest otherwise, and why the doubts you have been carrying will begin to lose their grip as you face the undeniable evidence within your own experience. It does not matter whether you have recently felt a heaviness in your chest that you cannot explain. It does not matter if this person has grown quieter, cooler, or more distant than before. That silence is itself part of the message, and understanding it is essential. When the universe is confirming a connection between two souls, it does so in a way that your inner being senses long before your thinking mind can process or explain it. That is why you are still here, still reading, still paying attention. Because you needed a kind of confirmation that does not come from someone simply telling you what you want to hear, but from something that vibrates at the same level as your own spirit and speaks directly to it. We often exhaust ourselves trying to explain feelings that were never designed to be solved by the rational mind, only to be lived and experienced at a level of awareness that the mind simply cannot access on its own. What you are going through right now is not madness. It is not anxiety without foundation. It is not the unhealthy attachment you sometimes accuse yourself of in your more self-critical moments. What you are experiencing is the exact inner process that someone goes through when they are being prepared to receive a love that rises above the ordinary. A love that breaks through the thin and unsatisfying surface of relationships built only on convenience or habit. You are witnessing the beginning of a deep recognition between two souls that chose each other long before this life brought them face to face. Something the universe wants you to carry in your heart from this point forward is the understanding that your doubts were never created by an absence of love from this person. They arose from your own unhealed wounds, old pain that never fully found its release. When someone carrying the energy of genuine love enters your life, when their presence shakes the ground beneath you, and their eyes seem to look at something inside you that you usually keep hidden, old pain wakes up. Your inner defenses respond automatically to something that feels unfamiliar in its depth. The soul recognizes the other instantly. It feels like meeting its own reflection, encountering someone who seems essential to its becoming. And yet the mind, which has been trained through years of experience to avoid pain and shield itself from exposure, responds to this recognition by building walls of doubt and denial. That is why you have lain awake so many nights asking yourself whether any of this is real, whether the other person feels what you feel, whether you are simply losing your footing in reality by believing in something you cannot fully demonstrate or prove. And yet the same experience repeats itself with stubborn consistency. Every time you try to pull away, every time you make the firm decision to close your heart, to stop the feeling, to move forward without them, something invisible but unmistakably present pulls you back. This force that prevents you from leaving completely is not wounded pride. It is not emotional dependency of the kind you have been taught to be suspicious of. It is not simply stubborn hope refusing to accept reality. It is the shared vibration of two souls that the universe has brought into alignment in a way that requires neither explanation nor permission to be real. You have asked for a clear sign many times. You have looked upward in quiet moments, hoping for something unmistakable. Signs have appeared, but they seem too gentle to fully trust. Today you will begin to see that every small detail carries meaning. That glance that looked away the instant it became too revealing. That message that appeared casual on the surface but held something heavier in its undertone. The way your entire energy shifts when this person is near, or even when you simply allow yourself to think about them without resistance. Genuine love born from a spiritual connection does not always announce itself first through declarations or dramatic gestures. In its earliest and most sacred form, it speaks through silence, a silence that is often heavier with meaning than any spoken words could be. It shows itself through small and sometimes awkward actions that hide a powerful inner devotion not yet ready to find its voice. Today, life wants you to understand something that may require you to sit with it for a while before it fully lands. This person is not uncertain about their feelings for you. The one who has been uncertain is you, not because you are lacking in strength, but because this love arrived in your life at a time when you were still learning how to stand steadily within yourself, and its intensity frightened you. When someone carrying the energy of true love enters your world, they do not come to destabilize you for the sake of causing pain. They come to awaken you, to reach places inside you that have been waiting for someone genuine enough to find them, to turn you inward, to gently but persistently challenge the old limits you placed on what love could be and what you deserve to receive. This inner transformation feels from the inside of it indistinguishable from fear. But you must understand that this fear is not evidence of missing love. It is evidence of the power of what is entering your life. This person looks at you, even from a distance, with a kindness they cannot entirely conceal, with a quality of respect that appears without effort, with a softness that exists only when a heart has already made its choice in silence, without announcement and without ceremony. There was a point, perhaps recently, when you became convinced they were leaving for good, when their silence felt like confirmation that they no longer cared, when the distance between you felt like proof that whatever had been felt was now fading. But the universe did not bring you to this moment to hand you another incomplete story or another wound to add to the collection. When a connection is guided by something beyond ordinary circumstance, it does not break because of human confusion or a temporary withdrawal into silence. What is genuinely meant to endure holds on even through the storms of misunderstanding, even through messages left unanswered, even through the periods when you doubt everything about your own perception. So, why does real love feel like this much chaos? Because real love does not arrive to keep you exactly as you were. It comes to transform you, to remove the illusions you have been carrying about yourself and about what you are capable of receiving, to teach you patience in a way that nothing else can, to develop in you a trust in what cannot yet be confirmed by the senses. This chaos you are living through is a sign of genuine growth. It is what it feels like when something old inside you is breaking apart so that something true can rise to take its place. And one day, when the silence ends and the distance closes, you will understand that every moment of doubt you endured was quietly shaping you for the depth of love you were always meant to carry. The answer you have been searching for does not exist in any external place. It lives within the quiet struggle now happening between your reasoning mind and the deeper part of yourself that already knows what is true. If you are genuinely ready to receive this understanding, then listen with your whole heart open. The reason you feel so confused, even while some part of you seems to have always known the truth, is that you are caught in the oldest inner conflict available to a human being. The relentless tension between the limited protective thinking of the ego and the vast and patient wisdom of your true self. This confusion, this inner disorder that sometimes makes you question your own sanity, comes from your mind encountering something it cannot control or contain or explain away. And yet, despite the doubt, despite the seemingly endless questions, something within you continues to recognize, continues to feel, continues to return to the same truth again and again, regardless of how many times you try to walk away from it. Something that does not fit the old ideas about love that you have carried for most of your life. Your ego is the part of you that was shaped by fear, by past pain, by the self-protective instincts that old wounds create. It operates by one fundamental rule, which is to keep you safe from anything that resembles the hurt you have experienced before. The moment this connection entered your life, your ego recognized it immediately as a potential threat, not because the love was dangerous, but because real love, the kind that originates in the soul, asks you to open completely, to stand without the armor of expectations and conditions, to be emotionally visible in a way that feels, to someone who has been hurt before, like walking directly toward the thing they promised themselves they would never walk toward again. And so your ego, still carrying those old marks, began its familiar work. It began whispering that this is too good to last, that you should protect yourself before the inevitable disappointment arrives, that you should run now while you still can. From this point forward, you must begin to develop the ability to tell the difference between these two very different voices. The loud and urgent noise of the ego on one side, and the soft and steady whisper of your intuition on the other. The doubts of the ego always carry a quality of urgency that, when examined, turns out to have no real foundation. They appear as a tightness in the stomach, as the compulsive need to check your phone again, hoping for proof that will finally allow you to feel safe. The ego tells you that if they do not reach out right now, it means they have stopped caring. It tells you that if they do not say precisely what you need to hear, they are already moving away from you. It is an exhausting energy to live inside of because it can never be fully satisfied. The voice of your intuition is entirely different in quality. It feels like a deep calm beneath the surface noise, like a knowing that persists even when your mind is generating its loudest objections. Even in the moments when everything your thinking mind tells you seems to confirm the worst, there is a quiet truth in your chest that says, with steady certainty, that everything is unfolding as it should, and that what is real between you cannot be erased by silence or distance. That calm beneath the storm is among the clearest evidence that what you feel is genuine. When you are in contact with it, you will understand that you are not deceiving yourself. You are touching something that is actually there. This inner conflict is what has kept you questioning whether the connection is real. Look honestly at your emotional history. If you were once abandoned or betrayed in a significant way, your ego will automatically project that old experience onto the present, treating this person as if they are inevitably going to repeat what someone else did to you long ago. The doubt you feel is not truly about this person's love for you. It is about your own deep uncertainty about whether you can hold something this real without losing it. Whether you are capable of receiving this quality of love without something in you sabotaging it before it can become everything it has the potential to be. And that, precisely, is your lesson. The universe has placed this person and this extraordinary pull in your path so you can finally face the fears that have been limiting you longest and most quietly. What you are feeling did not come only to give you love. It came to push you beyond what is comfortable, to shake the walls you built so long ago that you forgot they were walls, to make you question what you have been willing to accept about love and about your own value. This love arrived to lift you to a higher place of awareness where you no longer settle for fragments of affection, but instead stand in the fullness of what your soul deserves. Every time your ego attempts to undermine the bond, it is offering you an opportunity to heal something old. When fear and doubt rise, they are not signals that love is diminishing. They are old pain, surfacing to be released finally, instead of being pushed back down where it can continue to govern your choices invisibly. If you panic in those moments and feed the fear with your attention, it grows. If you recognize it for what it is, a ghost from the past wearing the clothing of the present, you take away its power. Your connection acts like a clear and powerful light, moving through the accumulated shadows of old experience and creating the conditions in which genuine healing becomes possible. And no matter how many times you attempt to walk away from this feeling, no matter how many times you force yourself to let go through sheer act of will, something within you returns. Not because you are weak, not because you are stuck in a pattern, but because the shared vibration between your soul and theirs was established at a level deeper than the will can reach. It is so fundamental that even when you block it with logic or fight it with everything the ego can muster, it remains. Like an orientation toward home that you carry in your body regardless of how far you walk in the opposite direction. But the question that keeps returning is this: if the souls know so clearly, if the bond is as strong as all of this suggests, then why does the other person appear so quiet or so distant? The answer is found in understanding what happens when two deeply feeling souls encounter each other in the full force of what they carry. What many people describe as the dance between mirror souls involves a dynamic that, from the outside, looks like inconsistency or even indifference, but is in truth something far more complicated and far more meaningful. You must understand that this person is not simply a partner in the conventional sense. They are your most direct and most confronting mirror. Their arrival woke up everything within you that still needs healing. And just as you were shaken by the encounter, so were they. This bond, in its depth and its purity, reaches the most sensitive and unguarded places inside both of you. For a mind that has learned to maintain control as a survival strategy, that kind of exposure feels threatening. The distance you are experiencing is not rejection. It is self-protection in response to the powerful and unfamiliar feelings your presence creates in them. In this dynamic, there is often a pattern that emerges naturally, a movement between the one who pulls away and the one who reaches forward. The one who pulls away is not running from you. They are running from themselves and from the terrifying depth of what they feel in your presence. The intensity of it overwhelms them. They pull away because what they feel is more powerful than what they know how to hold. The fear of not being enough for something this real. The fear of damaging something precious by not knowing how to handle it properly. The fear of losing themselves entirely to something that feels bigger than their individual identity. These fears were shaped by old experiences of being left or hurt or overlooked, experiences that left behind a quiet and persistent promise to never again fall into a love that had the power to break them. And so the silence is not absence of care. It is the pause of someone trying to find their footing in an inner storm that your presence stirred. Your own role in this dynamic has often been to reach forward, to close the distance, to try to explain and prove and fix. The universe does not want you in pain while you wait for this to resolve. It wants you to use this time to return to your own center, to heal what needs healing, to remember who you are when you are not organizing your entire inner life around someone else's presence or absence. The other person can only truly return when you have stopped needing them to be complete, not as a strategy, not as a technique to make them want you more, but as a genuine arrival at the understanding that your wholeness does not depend on their proximity. When you stop reaching and turn back toward your own light, when you begin to live fully from your own inner center rather than from the edge of their attention, the energy between you shifts in a way that nothing else can produce. The pressure disappears. The space between you becomes something other than threatening, and gradually, as if following a pull that was always there beneath the noise of the chase, something begins to draw them back. This pause between you is not a punishment from the universe. It is the universe working on your behalf in a way that your mind may not yet be able to appreciate. You are being given the space to grow, each in your own way, so that when you come back together, the reunion is not built on need or fear or dependency, but on something neither of you had fully developed yet, which is the grounded and freely chosen presence of two people who are whole enough to truly receive each other. When you turn your focus toward your own healing, when you begin to rebuild your relationship with your own worth and your own inner life, you are not giving up on this connection. You are preparing yourself to be capable of holding it when it arrives in its fullness. You are cutting the cord of fear that tied the energy between you to anxiety and need. You are sending a quiet but unmistakable message to everything around you, including this person in their own way, that you trust your path, that you trust your own worth, that you know what is genuinely meant for you will not require you to exhaust yourself chasing it. This is the only way to end the cycle, not through pursuing, but through the magnetic quality of someone who has genuinely returned to themselves. This person will not be drawn back by pressure. They will be drawn back by the quality of your peace, the realness of your strength, and the changed energy of someone who is no longer waiting for them to make them feel whole. The distance between you has no power to destroy what was genuinely meant to endure. In truth, the space you are each moving through right now is like heat applied to metal. It feels intense and uncomfortable, and sometimes like something is being destroyed. But it is only burning away what was never solid to begin with. What remains after that process is something unbreakable in a way that only what has been truly tested can be. The bond between mirror souls grows stronger through truth. And the truth is that no matter how far they seem to have traveled in the physical or emotional sense, they cannot escape the resonance of your soul. The distance is not an ending. It is an act of trust, even when it does not feel like one. Trust in the process. Trust in your own worth. Trust in the love that the universe has been shaping in both of you, slowly and sometimes painfully, for a purpose that is still unfolding. Keep turning toward your own healing, because even as you do, this person is doing their own version of the same work. Both of you are being prepared. Both of you are being refined and cleared and made ready for a connection that will be able to withstand what ordinary connections cannot. When the moment arrives, it will feel grounded in a way that has not been present before. Nothing will be able to shake what is built on that foundation, because it will be constructed on the mutual respect and inner wholeness that both of you are developing right now, in this period that can feel so much like loss, but is in truth the preparation for something lasting. If you still feel this person moving through your energy even in the absence of messages or calls, it is because they are loving you in silence and thinking of you more often than you are aware of. The quiet signs you notice in the course of ordinary days, the moments of unexpected coincidence, these are the ways the universe confirms that your intuition is not deceiving you. It is time now to speak honestly about these soft confirmations. The synchronicities that show the love between you is as real as the air you breathe. The mind always looks for proof. It is built that way. That is why you scan constantly for clear signs, even when the soul already understands without them. But the universe never leaves you without answers. It simply communicates in a language that requires a different kind of listening. Its messages do not arrive as explicit statements or formal assurances. They arrive as synchronicities, as inner signals, as small moments of recognition that you might easily dismiss if you are not paying the right kind of attention. The first proof is in the way you move this person at a depth that no one else can reach. To them, you are someone who touches the whole architecture of their inner world. Your presence, even briefly, reaches places in them that remain untouched by everyone else they encounter. When they think of you or find themselves near you, they feel either a peace they cannot locate anywhere else or a restlessness so intense they cannot find its source or quiet it through any ordinary means. That is why their behavior can appear contradictory. They are not uncertain about you. They are struggling with the sheer intensity of what you awaken in them. You guide them back toward their own truth, even as you reveal what in them still requires tending. Real love so often makes itself known in the moments that are quiet rather than dramatic, in the spaces between words rather than in the words themselves. Look closely at those spaces. That is where the deepest evidence lives. Notice the way they look at you when they think you are not tracking their gaze. Their eyes stay a moment longer than is necessary. Even in the middle of activity, something in them seeks you out without being directed to do so. These are not accidental. These are the soul communicating what the voice has not yet found the courage to say. Then there is the dimension of synchronicity and what some people call emotional resonance between connected souls. This goes beyond the simple experience of thinking of someone and then receiving a message from them, though that too is part of it. Synchronicity is when the entire fabric of your daily life keeps delivering reminders of this person. A song that feels like it was written for exactly what exists between you. A color, a scent, an object encountered in an unexpected place that brings them instantly to mind. These are not random occurrences the mind is over-interpreting. They are the universe in motion, keeping the thread of connection visible so you do not mistake its presence for absence. And then there is the emotional resonance that moves between truly connected people regardless of physical distance. It is not the literal hearing of voices. It is the arrival of feelings that have no clear source in your immediate circumstances. A sudden calm in the middle of anxiety. A warmth that seems to come from nowhere. A sadness that does not belong to anything in your present environment. And later, often without seeking the confirmation, you discover that they were feeling something significant at that same moment. The things you feel in your body, the warmth, the sudden pressure in your chest, the unexpected calm that descends in the midst of a difficult moment, these are often direct reflections of what this person is experiencing in their own inner world. Another sign that shows itself with remarkable consistency is in the quality of dreams. Many people find themselves encountering this specific person in dreams of unusual vividness. Dreams that leave a lingering sense of having actually spent time together rather than having simply generated images from stored memory. Conversations are remembered. The emotional quality of the encounter feels more present and more real than most waking experience. This is not the ordinary working of the imagination. In sleep, the protective ego relaxes its vigilance and something deeper moves freely. These are genuine encounters at the level where the deepest connection actually lives. They bring comfort, when the waking world is offering only confusion. They bring a clarity that the analytical mind cannot produce on its own. They confirm, again and again, that the bond is real and alive and not dependent on physical proximity to sustain itself. Waking at particular times with this person already present in your thoughts before you have fully returned to awareness is another quiet signal. Your most important task from this point is to stop calling these signs coincidence. Stop setting them aside as products of wishful thinking. Begin to see them for what they actually are, which is the universe communicating in the language it uses when it wants to confirm something too important to be left to ordinary proof. This love is real enough to move the laws of attraction and connection, real enough to produce these quiet and persistent reminders that you are not alone in this, that you are chosen, that even in the silence you are being held in someone's heart and thoughts in ways more profound than you have yet allowed yourself to fully accept. You are not chasing an impossible dream. You are not the kind of person who invents meaning where there is none. You are a soul living through the unfolding of a connection that was always meant to find its way into your life, arriving not according to the timeline your mind would have preferred, but according to the deeper rhythm of two people being prepared to receive what was always intended for them.